Yo, what's up guys? Welcome to another Warcraft replay here, and yeah, we're back here at the Netease ladder. Human vs Night Elf matchup this time, and we have still the temporary overlay. As soon as the exams are over, which will be this Friday, I'll hopefully try and fix that. But for now, yeah, we have to deal with HawK's constant pinging, although he did stop right now, but I'm pretty sure he's going back to it very soon. Yeah, there we go. Either way, HawK versus a life, Night Elf versus human yet again, and again on the Terenas Stand. So yeah, I only picked this one because of the hero selection and the levels that the heroes go. This is a fairly lengthy game, so you can only imagine how high the starting heroes would probably reach.
Job's done. Job's done.
So yeah, there is that. Life spawning in the bottom right as the Red Night Elf. Ancient War creeping at a rather interesting spot right next to the gold mines. So this could potentially be an extremely early expansion here. I don't know because, well, it's been... I don't think I've seen this before. I think this needs like at least 2, maybe 3 archers. Probably a bunch of wisps are going to be brought over to try and repair this one as well, but yeah, it's a fairly difficult camp to do at the beginning, but I guess actually no, I don't think I see Sasquatch first either, so I'm interested to see how it goes. Mountain King first for HawK. And of course his hero is going to be out a lot earlier than his opponent's, who is delayed, so it could potentially be a tavern hero here, or it could just be that he is waiting for his archers to stack up. I don't know, but the wisp is right next to the tavern, so it will probably be that tavern hero here, where we see a dark ranger, like we did in the previous one, or something else. Are we having our altar hero? No.
Job's done.
Probably supply blocked. I think that's what life is at. Yeah, he's supply blocked. Okay. That was a little anticlimactic there. A little sloppy there from life. He is actually supply blocked and he has to wait for this moonwell, which is halfway done, but that is a huge amount of time. Currently doing nothing. The archers are chasing off the footman, who has spotted this really greedy start here from life, who I believe is gonna... Okay, still waiting on that a little bit. I'll just hover over that moonwell for now. Mountain King, already level 2, is moving around with a cloak and a greater mana potion. And yeah, I don't think this expansion is going to be seeing the light of day, as the Beastmaster comes out as the first hero here, finally, on life. But yeah, that amount of delay kind of gave HawK enough time to actually move in and try and yeah, just crush life's dreams here, as the Stormbolt was able to kill an archer, unable to go into the shadows as she is stunned. Mountain King is going to pick up dust in exchange for that cloak, so yeah, kind of screwed for life right now. Is going to go for mass huntresses, it seems, as the early expand obviously didn't work, and he is going to be going for a second Ancient of War here. Beastmaster just clearing up the very easy camps here, going for the greens, as here comes the Mountain King with a Stormbolt onto the Wisp. Wisps will be able to stay alive thanks to that Moonwell, but now that it's going to run out of mana, life needs to do some little bit of micro here with the Entangled Goldmine maybe. We shall see, as 2 Quillbeasts already out. Took quite a bit of damage from the abolished magic of that Shadow Priest, but the archers are shooting away at it, and they are going to force at least one footman away. The second one is also pretty low themselves. Mountain King go for a very nice Stormbolt into the Thunderclap. 1.29 did see a little bit of reduction in the Stormbolt damage, but yeah, I think the Thunderclap was the one that got upped a little bit, although I'm pretty sure Stormbolt did not get hit in terms of level 1. But yeah, I mean, I have the 1.29 patch like on the right, because I'm kind of I guess you guys are also sick of me just guessing what the 1.29 changes were, so I'm just gonna keep that
Our forces
in
are under
mind.
attack.
But either way, Huntresses
Ready for
will be
action.
able to chase away the footmen after slight losses here from life. But of course, the main thing is that the expansion has been, I guess, cancelled, as yeah, that is no longer a possibility, at least for now. I think with a good number of Huntresses that could still be in play, but it's not going to be as impactful as it was at the beginning of the game, because now yeah, HawK could also get an expansion during that time as well, which I believe he's gonna do, as he is bringing his footmen over, and I believe he's a militia. Yep, they are indeed going to go for an early expand first, as I believe
Our
HawK is still at
forces are
tier
under
1.
attack.
Anything else interesting? It doesn't seem like it. Defend is on its way. Interesting, considering how we already have a couple of Huntresses out, so that is just for those Quobies, and I guess Dryads as well, but yeah, that is just a little bit of an investment for HawK, as the Huntresses are popping out. Item is going to be the Book of the Dead? Question mark? Is that actually an item that gets dropped from this camp? I guess it is, as Book of the Dead is the only droppable item from, I guess, that Mountain King's inventory. He had a Clarity Potion before, but the Book of the Dead kind of surprised Life, I believe. He just came in, seeing, oh, you know, just simple footmen, a couple of militia, and then bam, a whole boatload of skeletons come out and turn the tides there. Very difficult for Life to actually deal with, because yeah, it's just extra soaking, extra units to tank damage. I mean, yeah, they do give some experience, but I mean, yeah, probably not a good trade for Life. And yeah, that is that. Bit of an unfortunate drop there from Life, as yeah, I guess if HawK didn't actually get those skeletons, both sides would have maybe suffered quite a bit of losses. Definitely those militia would have probably been killed off, but still, lucky drop there. Tree of Life is going to be placed down, but of course, compared to HawK, it is extremely late because these peasants can't speed build, and the Tree of Life still needs to entangle the gold mine, so yeah, gonna be down in terms of gold very soon, but maybe this healing ward might be helpful for Life, because I mean, these skeletons sure can do some little damage to future creep camps, but definitely not enough as in terms of the amount of damage you soak with the healing wards. Another encounter here. Troll Berserker did get storm bolted as the Tree of Life actually gets chopped down, so yikes, another, I guess, resource lost for Life, but I guess he's no longer going to be making Huntresses. I say that, but he's still at tier 1 and he's not actually moved on, so it's a bit troubling. Tree of Life has been spotted by a peasant. Scout Tower is actually going to be placed down. A little cheeky from HawK, but yeah, it seems like the Ancient of War is just going to uproot itself and have none of that nonsense coming down. Dark Wizard polymorphing units is probably not the ideal scenario for Life, as 2 of these units are currently polymorphed, and now here comes HawK with a nice thunderclap. Able to take down a Berserker as well as Huntress. Thunderhawk is going to be available for Life, and that is going to be a bit of a problem from HawK, because he actually doesn't have that much anti-air countermeasures, so yeah, that is a bit of a problem, and it seems like Shadow Priest will be picked off for that. Sentry Ward also gets spotted because the HawK, of course, initially has True Sight, so that is very good for himself. Sentry Ward, still 1 charge left, but with that, HawK in the air, I guess it's a good early warning system, but that will just be a one-time warning system. Beastmaster at level 4, Mountain King also at level 4. Zeppelin has spotted the Mountain King and his company, so will we have another fight here? I completely forgot about this, to be honest. That is definitely not what I wanted. Population is what I wanted, and HawK is down in supply about 6. and he just lost a footman, so this is not looking good. Thunderhawk is just one hit from dead. Even the Shadow Priest could possibly kill it off, but yeah, it's just gonna run out anyway. Beastmaster has greater healing potions, so he can pop that if he wants to summon more units. So yeah, level 4, it does mean, of course, these Quill Beasts can go Frenzy as well. I don't think I heard of Frenzy during this game, so actually no, it has Frenzy on, so I guess I just completely missed that sound effect, but oh well. Tier 2 on the way for life, and I'm pretty sure, yep, HawK is nearly done with his as well. Blacksmith, gonna be completed. Rifle casters, maybe? I don't know. I've been seeing a lot more tier 3 rushes in 1.29, so that might be what HawK is the one to go for. We'll have to, I guess, just wait and see if he's gonna go for that. Or if he's gonna go immediately to tier 3. Let's just go into resources here. HawK is on a lot of gold. He has almost no lumber, so that is a bit of a problem. I don't think he has a shredder. He just hired a shredder. Okay, so that solves that. But yeah, rather bad timing there for him, because he now has to wait for all this lumber to get, I guess, into the storehouse to finally choose what he wants, whether it's placing down sanctums, whether he wants to go into castle tech. Oh, here we go again. A thunderclap, nice thunderclap, doing a lot of damage. Healing scroll will be used to try and rectify some of that damage, but yet again, life is slightly ahead in terms of farm. Another thunderclap is going to do quite a bit of damage. A lot of those huntresses at low hit points, but oh my god, just those thunderclaps keep on coming, and the supply just dips dramatically for life. Thunderhawk is going to try its best to just carry the load that those huntresses just were not able to do. And here comes a panda, and that is going to be a lot of AoE damage for the Night Elf player. Nope. It seems like the Mountain King went absolutely berserk on that Beastmaster, and it is going to force a TP scroll from life. Overall, not even a bad trade for HawK, who was the one being attacked on. But like 3 consecutive thunderclaps apparently were enough to just completely demolish those huntresses. They had, I was gonna say they have no idea what's coming to them, but I mean, considering they waited 3 thunderclap worth of cooldowns, they could have definitely just ran away, and life should have figured that out. He probably shouldn't have stuck around, but it doesn't seem like that is going to be the case. Blood Mage comes out of the second cure, and we are indeed going into Castle Tech. 2 Griffin Aviaries have been placed down, so this does seem like tier 3 rush. I mean, it doesn't seem like it is a tier 3 rush. Knights / Griffins, I don't know how well they're gonna do versus, actually, you know what, they are probably gonna do well versus Double Ancient of Law, which is Life's armor composition, it seems. Griffins able to do very well against Knights, and Knights will be able to do well against those Dryads, which can't be attacked by those Griffins. Griffins themselves are, I don't actually remember what armor type they are, so I think they're light or medium. Huh. That is interesting, because if it's light, then they're screwed by those Dryads. But if they're medium, then the Dryads will probably be screwed as well.
Job's done.
But yeah, I don't know how well Dryads Bears are gonna do against Knights Griffins. So we shall see. Bit of stuttering here as well. I'm not sure why, but oh, that was rather funny. Life actually turned around from that footman, thinking he got that kill with the Quill Beast, but the Reflect was, yeah, Reflect basically said no. Panda did get bursted down thanks to the Stormball Thunderclap of the Mountain King, and yeah, the Blood Mage just draining the mana off of these 2 heroes is going to be rather annoying, but the Dryad is doing a very nice job going for some blocking here. Is going to stop for some reason. I guess he couldn't micro those Dryads forever, as he has to control his other units right now. Mountain King, on the other hand, is taking a beating as well now that he has been dished by his Blood Mage friend. He does have boots of speed, so he will be able to outrun eventually, though slow poison is not a permanent slow poison, so yeah, he will be able to get out of dodge there. Blood Mage is just going to charge up the Mountain King, who is, interestingly enough, very close to level 6 already, which is like a huge breaking point for the Mountain King, because that will give him a lot more tankiness, a lot more damage, and a lot more magic spell resistance, so the Panda won't be able to do too much damage either. There we go. Ah, there's the sound. There's the Freddy sound. But yeah, the top right camp just getting cleared out. Panda picking up the Ring of Regen, so that will increase his tankiness a little bit. But a lot of things going on at HawK's side. Already has his Griffins out, already has a Pally out as his third hero, and the mortar teams are popping out as well. Animal War training is on the way, and I believe after that we should be seeing the first round of Knights, and that will be an extremely well-rounded tier 3 comp here for HawK, who, in terms of upgrades, not doing too well, but actually no, he's doing fantastically well. +1/+1 on his Griffins, and already +1 armor on his mortar teams, so never mind that, scratch that. HawK is playing very, very well. Wellspring's on the way, and I believe this is +1 armor for +2 armor for the Dryads and Bears? Right? Yeah, +2 armor for the Dryads and Bears. Yikes, already 5 Griffins in the air. I don't know if they have their... Oh, there it is. Stormhammer's on the way as well, so they'll be able to do splash damage. Of course, splash damage only against the heroes and the Druids of Claws, because Dryads are immune to magic damage, and these guys are indeed magic damage. I mean, yeah, who would have thought a hammer encased in lightning would only deal magic damage, but that is indeed going to be the case. Stormbolt right into the Beastmaster's face, and we see a Thunderclap. There we go, Thunderclap there. Beastmaster is going to pop that invuln, as the Sanctuary is going to save those low hit point Griffins, as right now no bears to snipe actually, so those Dryads are having a field day without those Griffins to actually target anything. Yeah, the mortar teams are going to do really well against those Dryads, but those Dryads, all they did was just walk up and attack those mortar teams, because there were actually no front line to keep those mortar teams safe. We are going to see the first Knight pop out here, but yeah, probably a little too early on that attack here from HawK. He will have to wait a little bit. Honestly, I could definitely imagine him placing down a second barracks just to pump out even more Knights, but yeah, triple Griffin Aviaries, Workshop, it's plenty of production already. He's actually going for +2 attack upgrades on those Knights, which is rather interesting. It makes those guys a lot more hurtful, I guess, but normally the front line would prioritize armor upgrades instead, but not for this case. It seems like those Knights want to at least do something rather than soaking damage. And there we go, high upkeep here, so I guess that's what happens when you are at tier 3, and I mean, you have so many diverse, I guess, units and plenty of Griffins in the air, which life is still at 80. Oh, here we go with a huge fight here. Drunken Fire combo did do some damage, but the anti-magic shell onto that Panda will prevent the storm bolts from actually doing anything. First bear is going to get taken down. Nice thunderclap there for the Mountain King, and he is going to have avatar form eventually once that Blood Mage is going to transfer the mana over. And yikes, life is taking a huge beating there. I don't see that many Dryads in the ground, and those bears are just completely getting hammered by those Griffins. Panda does not have the anti-magic potion anymore, and now those Griffins can attack to their will. Mountain King did not go for an avatar form just yet. I don't think the... Oh, it seems like the Blood Mage didn't have enough mana to transfer over, so that is rather unfortunate, but he still wins this current fight. Yeah, I mean, Griffin's just absolutely destroying those Ancient of Wars, who were uprooted, so they do take extra damage, but yeah, just see how quickly those guys actually do, as they are +2 attack upgrades. water teams also very well against buildings since they are sieged. Yeah, I didn't see that many Dryads in that initial fight, which I guess that's what happens when mortar teams are, you know, at a safe distance with frag upgrades as well. Here comes a fight yet again. Pally is kind of out of mana, so that is going to force the Mana King to go for an early TP. Is going to lose a mortar team for it, but they did take down the Tree of Life
Job's done.
before they ditched. I guess there was an attempt to expand on the top right. I don't know whether or not it were sappers or not, but yeah, there was that. So both sides trying to get expansions down on the corners, but I mean, they're not really finding too much success here, as it seems like Life is not going to have any of that again. He needs to be really careful to engage versus HawK because he is very much behind his supply, about 22 supply down, and that gap is just closing with even more mortar teams than Knights and Griffins being placed on the field. Avatar form is going to be used by the Mana King, as he's just being completely ignored, which is, I guess, fine for him because he can just deal with whatever is just right next to him. Hasn't gone really too much devastating Stormbolts or Thunderclaps down, as there's not really that many targets to go for. Dryads are going straight after those Griffins, which is perfectly fine for him because those are the most DPS coming down on the human side. Beastmaster taking a beating as well. Doesn't actually have a TP scroll, so he is going to be relying on that Preservation Staff. Mana King just one by one hammering away against those Dryads there, as I guess Dryads are just going to retreat, as now that the Beastmaster is gone, there is probably no point to actually keep with this fight. So despite being about 20 supply down, as you can see here, HawK lost a lot more than Life actually did himself. Might be incorrect if he actually uses this Panda in exchange, but with the invuln, actually he doesn't. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say he doesn't have boots of speed, so he might get out chased, but the Beastmaster came out of his slumber and preserved his buddy as well. Sadly, there's not enough Moonwells to actually heal up the entire low hit point units, so that is a bit of a problem, especially since no bears in sight, so that is a bit of a blunder here from Life. But I guess, I mean, what can he do really? It's just so difficult with those Griffins, mass Griffins in fact, just melting away against those bears. Level 3 HawK is in the air and it has invisibility, which makes it really annoying because I can't follow it, but oh well. And it's kind of a Griffin, I guess. Does almost as much damage as those Griffins. I think, I don't know which one attacks faster, but I think the HawK does attack slightly faster, so I guess the DPS could be roughly the same, I don't know. As you can see, the range is, wow, that range of numbers is actually pretty drastic. Okay, another attempt here on the top right. And it seems like HawK is immediately ready for this. 74 for 74. Both sides are pretty even in terms of supply here. +2/+2 upgrades for Life. Meanwhile, +2/+0 and +2/+1 for HawK. Here we go. Thunderhawk going straight after those mortar teams here, as of course mortar teams can't actually attack air units either, and you see Dryads are just going ham at it in the back, just chasing after those mortar teams there. Panda is going to get preserved back home, which could just mean an easy win for HawK. All he needs to go is go after that second hero, now that there's no other preserve options available. But those Dryads are a huge problem for him right now. That is a lot of Dryads. That's like 15, 20 Dryads? I think that's even more Dryads. I don't know. It's kind of hard to count them, but that is an insane amount of Dryads, and those mortar teams are so vulnerable because all those Dryads need to do is just run it down, hit them a couple of times, and yeah, then they're screwed. I don't think the Dryads die quicker than those mortar teams, so it is a bit of a risk. As you can see here, Mortar Team's just getting chased down by all those Dryads. Knights and the Mountain King are trying their best to try and pick some trades, but you can see there that once those Dryads turn around, they just do way too much damage. Knights just doesn't seem tanky enough to deal with those guys. Mountain King as well, despite Avatar form, just way too many Dryads focus firing that Mountain King, and yeah, the Pally is out of mana, his Sanctuary is actually on cooldown, so he might not survive much longer. Pally, no mana available, and the Mountain King is gonna die during Avatar form, which is very difficult to do. Mortar Team's once again going to shell a couple of those Dryads, and will be able to pick up a good number now that they've had some free time to actually hit them, and now all those Dryads, about 20 Dryads, get reduced down to 2. That is a huge bloodbath there for both sides, which, yikes, that is rather impressive that both sides lost so much during this, I guess, short period of time. And yeah, HawK might be in a bit of a better situation since he has a lot more production buildings. You can definitely rebuild a lot easier. This expansion was also mining gold a lot longer than this one. You can see here, actually I guess it's evened up, but definitely this one, the Tree of Eternity had to spend a lot of more time actually walking over to this gold mine. Here we go with a counterattack here from HawK. 78 versus 47. Yeah, kind of a big deal. About 20-30 supply down. Pretty ballsy play to actually TP right onto his opponent, and is going to ignore the Knights yet again. They are going to go straight after the Mortar Teams, which of course were the ones that kind of killed all of those Dryads earlier on. And now let's see how well this is going to do. Beastmaster hits level 7. I don't think there's a real power spike here for the Beastmaster, especially since yeah, he didn't take his ultimate ability. But yeah, this is not looking good for life, I would say. Actually, it doesn't look for either sides. No more Mortar Teams, all the Griffins are being picked off a little bit, but the heroes for life is not looking good either. I believe the Panda did get taken down at level 5. Knights does get taken down for HawK, but a couple of units are still alive and kicking. Way too many Dryads for HawK to actually deal with, but is that going to be enough? Without the support of the heroes, are those Dryads going to be enough? It seems like it. I mean, all they need to really do is just kite it out. And yeah, it seems like HawK, despite having the supply advantage, kind of got massacred in return.
Forces are under attack.
Still producing more Mortar Teams, which I honestly don't know. I mean, Mortar Teams, they just, I really think Riflemen might have maybe put up bit more of a fight than those Mortar Teams would, because once those Dryads chase down those Mortar Teams, Mortar Teams, they either fight and die, or they try and run away, which is not a good idea because of slow poison. Riflemen, I think they would maybe, I think they might go toe-to-toe with those guys, with the Dryads, I don't know, but obviously it seems a little too late to go for that transition. Just more Mortar Teams are being added to the mix here, more Knights, more Griffins, but I mean, all life needs to do is just continue massing those Dryads. In terms of supply, they are not at 80, but they do have enough resources to continue building. I think resources is pretty much the only reason why we're not seeing an 80/100 army right now, because the second gold mine is about to collapse, and third gold mine is pretty much going to be the only gold mine left. So yeah, HawK is now down in supply about 8 supply? No? Well, I really can't math. 6 supply. I already did this math earlier. I don't know what happened to me, but I think it's because it's been such a long game. But yeah, both heroes for life already have the anti-magic potion on them. I don't think this actually affects Griffins, but I don't know. That was a huge freeze. I don't know what that was, but here comes the fight. 69 for HawK, 80 for Life, and I mean, we've seen the past we've seen the past results. No matter how bad the supply disadvantage was, Life did get the better results. I have no idea why it's freezing all the time, but a single Dragonhawk Rider to try and get rid of that Spirit Hawk there. Thunderclap trying its best. I mean, none of those Dryads actually care, and they're going straight after those mortar teams. You can see the Knights desperately trying to chase those Dryads as the Dryads are chasing the mortar teams, but I believe the Panda got preserved back home. Beastmaster is going to get taken down at level 7, and it was actually Life that conceded. Huh. So HawK actually won, and all he needed to do was go after those heroes. That was a really, really close game. I definitely thought that either side could have won. I mean, Life still had plenty of Dryads available. He could have maybe lasted out long enough to maybe, I don't know, kill the rest of the units, but that was really weird. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys again once my exams are over.